Hi guys, welcome to the Wrestling Retrospective, and in today's video I'm going to talk about the potential of a Paul Heyman supergroup in WWE. So the ending of Raw this week really pissed me off, with Bron Breakker, Bronson Reed and then Paul Heyman betraying Seth Rollins. I thought WWE were jumping the gun massively here, and yeah, they were taking us away from what could have been an all-timer storyline with Bron Breakker eventually turning on Seth Rollins and going out by himself. Similar to like how Batista and Triple H did back in 2005. I do think though there's a massive risk of this not working out for Bron Breakker, and it kind of, because they did it too early, it's going to end up ruining him and the booking might be a little bit off and all that kind of stuff. I'm hoping that won't be the case, but yeah, I just can't help but feel like they're running a big risk here. However, I've had time to think about this whole turn, I've slept on it, I've had back and forth discussions with mainly my brother. And yeah, this morning an idea popped into my head which I wanted to share with you guys and just to make a video about, which is kind of like a Dangerous Alliance 2.0 with Paul Heyman leading a group of top heels in WWE and yeah, just kind of taking over not only Raw but SmackDown as well. So firstly, Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed definitely going to be in this group, as you know they're clearly not separating from Paul Heyman. They're both established heels on Raw so far, pretty much being the main event of Raw nearly every week at this point. And I feel like having them still with Heyman is going to be really good for them, as you know they're still, well, Breakker's new to the main roster kinda still, so he'll need that guidance, and Bronson Reed is new to the main event scene, so he's need that guidance as well. That kind of dynamic works perfectly and has been working for the last 6 months with Breakker and the last however many months with Bronson. There are 4 people that I want to add to the group. The first two people that came to mind was Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul. I put them together because they've teamed together before. They seem to have a good alliance, even if it's not every week on SmackDown. I feel like carrying that on but having it within a group I feel would work really, really well, especially individually. Logan Paul still feels very new. I know it's been a fair few years now, but every time we see him, he seems to improve even more. But I feel like having Paul Heyman whispering in his ear, Heyman who in interviews has praised Logan Paul for his heel work already, I feel like, you know, having Heyman whispering stuff in his ear would only make him improve even more to make him just a mega star as a heel. And as for Drew McIntyre, like having the evil of Paul Heyman with the anger of Drew McIntyre, I feel like could be the missing piece that Drew needs to win that WWE or World Heavyweight Championship that he's been craving for so long, and actually keep it this time. Another person I would add, and a lot of people were speculating this guy when it came to the Vision anyway, and I feel like he should definitely be associated with Paul Heyman, is Austin Theory. I feel like he would be a great addition. He being Paul Heyman would help Theory get to kind of the place where people expected him to be at this point, but also to get to that potential as well that everyone put behind him in the first place. I feel like he's been massively misbooked and mistreated by not only Triple H but by Vince McMahon as well, even though Vince like had him under his wing at one point. I feel like things just haven't worked out for him, but having Paul Heyman by his side I feel like could definitely unlock something really great within Theory. And the last guy I'd have in, which might be a bit of a surprise maybe, is LA Knight. Now I know he's like one of the top baby faces in WWE right now, and it would maybe be seen as quite silly to have him turn, but look at the booking and look at the storylines he's had recently, where he's had a ton of baby faces from CM Punk to Jey Uso to many others cost him matches, cost him championships and all that kind of stuff. You know, eventually that's going to get to him, and he's going to have had enough with all that, and having the influence of Paul Heyman maybe bringing him into this group. Now, I know maybe having McIntyre and LA Knight in the same group is 2 big egos, but if Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul are on SmackDown, and then LA Knight's on Raw with Breakker, Bronson and Theory, maybe even put Theory on SmackDown so it's 3 on each side, you know, you kind of don't have those ego clashes unless they do stuff on pay-per-views together. So I feel like that would still work out really well. And yeah, you've got Paul Heyman guiding LA Knight to a world championship as well, and you get to a point where you could have Drew McIntyre as the WWE champion, LA Knight as the world champion, Breakker kind of within all of that as well, maybe as another Intercontinental Championship reign. You have Logan Paul as United States champion, and then you have Theory and Reed as tag team champions, and you've kind of got a group that's set up with just full amounts of gold, which would be really cool to see. But yeah, I'm interested to get your guys' input on this, what you guys think of this idea. Also, I feel like maybe some people might compare it too much, if it was to happen, compare it too much to the Don Callis family, but look at the absolute unit the Don Callis family is over in AEW. I would love to see something like that in WWE, and just like Don Callis is the best person to have it in AEW, Paul Heyman is the #1 best person to have it in WWE, and I feel like even though people would massively be like, oh, well, this person's copying this person, this person's copying that person, I feel like either way, both would be really, really sick to see on television. So, yeah, I mean, I would understand the comparisons, but I feel like having this group behind Paul Heyman would be really, really awesome. So it's just, again, this is just an idea I've had and also something I'd like to see. So, as I said, do let me know what you think about it in the comments below. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, do leave it a like, do subscribe. There's a lot of good stuff coming up on the channel very soon. There's coverage of WrestleDream. I'm also going to do a Survivor Series card I'd like to see in a couple of days with kind of this group against a group of babyfaces from Raw and SmackDown to do a War Games match, as well as all the other matches I think will happen on Survivor Series. So do look out for that as well. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.